Blaney's rejoining there, they're all three wide. Neil's trying to get involved and Blaney hits them both off. Blaney goes back on the track, hits both cars. It's the right on the back of Bradders into the hairpin on the inside. Bradders outbreaks himself and they both pass, just had to say. Stevie passes them all straight through. Oh, Callum's lost it! Callum's lost it! What a recovery! He uses the wall, but what a recovery there from Callum. Let's have a look at Steve. Now Stevie holds his own around the outside. And no way Jose, but then gets a slow run out of the corner. Bids us right up on the outside of him again. This is brilliant. LPB WTCR Championship Round 1 Race 3 from Imola. Hi guys, welcome back, and we are here at Imola for the third race of round 1 of the LPB WTCR Championship, and we are getting ready for the off here at Imola. So let's just run you through the grid for this one. Obviously random grid, just like the other ones, but different track this time. So let's go to our trusty drone camera to get a view of the grid. So it's Bradders who draws pole positions. So it's still Bradders and Bidster that have been on pole positions. It's Bradders' turn this time. Pash is alongside him in the Mercedes. Then we've got Blakeney third, Bidster fourth, so 2 BMWs behind. So watch out for them making good starts as well. Stevie is in 5th in the Megane. And then it's TY 6th in the white BMW. Then it's Neil 7th, Pash's teammate in 7th place. And then it's Will in Will 8th, and then George in 9th. So let's get on with the race then, guys. Let's see how things go in this one. So starting off now, Bradders on pole, looking to get a good start here, and away we go. And let's have a look. Pash gets a better start than Bradders. Bidster bogs down, he's in the middle. Bidster bogs down, and oh, there's a bit of contact in the middle. It's all happening. Oh, a car's darting from left to right. I think there was a bit of a pinball effect there, but I think we're okay. Oh, Pash is off. Bradders has run wide, and we've got more cars side by side with each other. It's madness here. Blakeney's in front with Stevie behind. Then it's Bradders in third. Then we've got Neil behind, looking to get past TY. The camera's zoomed right in, we can't see anything. This is not me, guys, this is the game that's doing this. So Blakeney's in the lead from Stevie, they're side by side. And then we've got TY with Bidster, George and everyone else in the mid-pack. Bidster back down to 7th from 3rd. And meanwhile at the top of the hill it's Blakeney from Stevie. Blakeney's in the lead of the race. Blakeney in the lead in the white car. In the lead, TY's teammate in 4th. So Blakeney, Stevie, Bradders, TY, George. Then we've got Bidster up the inside of Neil Farmack up the hill. Bidster on a comeback now. So Will's trying to take advantage of the mistake as well, trying to go through on Neil Farmack, but can't do it. So the 2 Mercedes take 7th and 9th so far. Pash has gone back to the back of the grid as George gets a good run up the hill, but can't quite get alongside TY. And Blakeney and Stevie still alongside each other into the chicane. And Blakeney holds on, goes wide over the curb. Stevie goes through, and then there's TY with George and everyone else in the background. There's Bradders running wide out the corner. It's all happening. I don't know where to look in this one, and I can't really see where to look because the cameras are that zoomed in. We can't see anything, but again, that's not my control. That's the game. So Stevie in the lead from Blake, TY, George. Then we've got Bradders breaking down the hill, and Will going very fast into the corner and almost hits Bradders and almost takes Bidster with him as well. And Will goes off the track, he's into the gravel, and Neil and Pash are at the backs of the Mercedes is not doing very well here. And a chaotic opening lap there, but we'll get replays on that later on in the race when we get to roughly the half distance point. So, end of lap 1, Stevie in the lead with the lights on in the Renault, and then it's the BMW of Blakeney second behind him. TY's third with George closing up in the Renault Megane. So 1st and 4th for the 2 Renaults. And did TY lose control there? I think he went a bit sideways. And we've got Stevie slowing down. It must have been a slow down penalty. Blakeney takes the lead of the race. So Blakeney takes the lead back. And Stevie slows down for a penalty, and George goes through on TY. So TY had a bit of a bad run out the corner there. Bradders and Bidster together, the 2 BMWs together. Bradders and Bidster not be able to find a way past Bradders yet. So they want to fight for the position. I told you in the previous races that Bradders would be back up to pace in this once he gets used to the manual gearbox, and it's working because he's right up there where he needs to be. He's in 5th place. Yes, he's got his teammate all over the back of him, but still he's holding on in there. Bidster can't find a way past yet, but Bradders runs wide. This could be Bidster's opportunity. He's looking to get past him down the hill, and meanwhile Stevie and Blake are alongside each other for the lead. Blakeney still in the lead, Stevie looking for a way through as Bidster and Bradders go up the hill, and Bidster makes the move on his teammate, and Bradders gets a bit of a bad exit of the corner because Bidster went up the inside there, and Bradders losing speed. He's got Will behind him, he's got to watch out for that. Into the really tight chicane here, and out of it as Bradders runs a bit wide. Careful running wide there, Bradders. And Will now, will he have a look like he did the last time? Meanwhile down the hill at the bottom, at the leaders, Blake is still in the lead from Stevie, then it's George from TY, then it's Bidster, and then we've got Bradders and Will going on the inside. Oh, he's caught the grass, he's not going to stop. Oh, he runs wide, and Bradders has to run wide to avoid him, and Neil Farmack takes the present with open arms, and Pash does as well. He goes through past Will, tries to get past Bradders but can't quite do it, but Neil given the gift of a lifetime there, and Pash puts his lights on now, trying to intimidate as Will is... Oh, Will's got into the pit wall. Oh, Will's got into the pit wall. What's he doing? He's not looking where he's going. Oh, and we've got Blakeney in the lead, and he's gone straight through the gravel at Tamburello, and Stevie goes back through, so Blakeney running wide there, missing his braking point. What a dramatic race this is. This is brilliant stuff in this TCR Championship. There's Bidster out the chicane. Neil Farmack following him as George is right behind Blake now as he goes across the grass. That could be a penalty if he's not careful. We've got Stevie One McGann in the lead. One McGann trying to get second place, and he's got the two BMWs sandwiching him now. We'll have to try and come up with these team names after this round, because it'll really help spice things up if I can use the team names. But so far Blake and TY keeping George in check, but George trying to get through into the second place he wants. Through the corner, see the front wheel drive just get the mid corner speed it needs to catch right back up and down towards the bottom section. Oh, sideways under brakes from George there, and up the hill, gets the power on and still can't find a way past Blake. TY there just waiting for any opportunity to try and get back through. Oh, Bradders has gone back down to 9th. Bradders makes a mistake, so I would imagine that would have been first corner, but we'll get that in that montage of replays later on. So Stevie in the lead, Blake second. Oh, it's too zoomed in, can't see a thing. There we are, can see now. So now we come down the hill. There goes Stevie, and we've got Blake coming down the hill, lights on, the two white BMWs with lights on. George loses control under brakes, goes wide. TY can't make any amends on that because he wasn't in the position to do so. He was close enough but not in position, and look who's catching up behind. It's Bidster. Let's watch the lap times as we go over the line this time. So top left of your screen, watch the lap times as we go over the timing line. Stevie, a 1:54.9. Blakeney 59.0, 57.5, 57.3, and a 54.5 for Bidster, fastest lap of the race. He's trying to catch up as George goes up the inside of Blakeney. Blakeney gives him space, and then now switch back. Tries to go around the outside, and Bidster's closed right up on this bunch because they're all slowing each other up. 3 BMWs and 1 McGann, and the BMW starting to harass that Renault. And Bidster looking to get past the 2 white cars as well. George holds on around the outside. Now he's on the inside. Oh, what a race this is. And Bidster looking for a way past. TY goes down the inside. Bidster looking down the inside of TY as he got through. TY has to leave the door open. Bidster gets on the power. Side by side up the hill. Bidster versus TY. George gets ahead, and he's got a bit ahead now, so he's past Blake, and he's got a bit of a gap. So it's a 1-2 for the Renault team, and it's Bidster on the inside of TY. TY holding on round the outside. You're not passing me that easy, sunshine. It's not like taking candy from a baby this time. As we go down the hill, Bidster then tries to cut back to the inside, can't quite do it. And what a little scrap this is. Brilliant racing here. This is the standard to expect in LPV racing. This is what it's all about. As we go down to the chicane. Ooh, Blakeney trying to catch up there and just looking down the inside. And that BMW is abusing the curbs here, which I'm really surprised about, because the BMWs don't usually like being harassed on the curbs, because they usually just end up spinning out. But clearly the guy's feeling very comfortable in doing so. Down to the bottom of the hill. Oh, Blakeney's outbraked himself. TY could get through here. That could help Bidster out as well. But again, the 3 BMWs running together, not able to trump each other just yet. So across the timing line, Stevie's got a 6-second gap now. There he is in the lead of the race. There he goes. And now we watch as George comes through with the 3 BMWs behind him as Bidster pulls out of Blakeney's draft, and he's behind TY now. The three BMWs together in towards Tamburello. Bids it on the inside of Blake, and Blake trying to hold on around the outside, and there's contact. Oh, but Blake just holds on. I think Blake had a bit of a slide on or something, but slight contact there, but we all get away with it. So that's rubbing is racing. Rubbing is racing, and that is what it's about, guys. A little bit of contact's not too bad, but as long as it doesn't affect people when used as too aggressive. But this is brilliant, absolutely brilliant standard here as we go into the Tozer hairpin and then up the hill. Who gets the best run? Bids the very sideways, so's Blake as well. Both Beamers fighting for traction out the corner. Meanwhile, further back we've got Pash and Neil Farmack, but again, this is not a Mercedes shooting track really. So very fast flowing corners, and the Mercedes is a lot better around the tighter, agile tracks. So the Mercedes is having to do what they can to try and survive here. And we've got Will and Bradders at the back there, still quite close. They've not had the best race between them. Will's hit the pit wall, as you can see there by the damage on the car. That would be the car written off from the race, but luckily just visual damage on LPV Racing, just so we can keep people going, so they can keep learning. And Bradders in 9th from a spin earlier on in the race. So back to the BMW battle. It's TY who's pulled ahead, because obviously Blakeney and Bidster held each other up a bit at the first corner, so they've gone a bit more spread out now, but we'll have to see if that's going to stay the same. Meanwhile, we've got George trying to catch up to his teammate and trying to ditch TY, but TY sticking with him for now, so George coming under pressure from the white BMW behind him as we go across the line. Lap 5, let's get some replays of that first half of the race. Here's the replays of the first half action. Here's the first replay of the start on board with TY, so watch Bidster ahead. He will get a fantastic start on the right. Watch Bidster ahead, comes across and he sees Will on his right, panics and then comes across, and there's a bit of contact between all the cars, but how did they all get away with that? I do not know. And when Will goes wide, Pash goes wide ahead with Bradders, a bit of contact I think, and then you see there we've got Will making a bit of contact with Bradders there again, and then goes back towards the back, and then we've got loads of cars together further back. Bidster together with Will. Let's go back on board with Bidster as we go through past Will and then into the next few corners, and that was the dramatic incident at the start. Okay, here's an on board with Blakeney next front of Bradders and Pash. You see Bradders just slightly comes across, there's a little bit of contact, and that's all that's needed to unsettle both cars. And they both go off, so just racing contact really, and both cars go off, and Blakeney finds himself in the lead, being harassed by Stevie. Here's some more first lap drama, so Bidster comes up the top of the hill with Will behind him, and gets alongside Neil Farmack, just the BMW powering itself up the hill nicely, passes Neil Farmack, and then we watch Will as we come down the hill, no pun intended, as we go down the hill with Neil, and you see just has to fold in there, and then we go into the uphill rise, and we stay in those positions. Now here's the view on board with Will on the second half of the first lap. So going down the hill with Neil alongside, we get past Neil, touching the grass a bit, then watch him as we go down into the braking zone. We go down and we drift into the left, we brake very late, we only just get the car stopped and we almost run into Bradders, but Bidster has the presence of mind to move out of the way, but Will not doing himself any favours there, and then slots just in front of Neil Farmack as we end the first lap. Here's a full look of how Bidster got past Bradders on lap 2, since we didn't pan away from it, so Bradders runs wide, and then leaves a gap his teammate goes through, and then Bradders just runs a little bit wide himself, and then gets up the hill okay. Here's a look on board with Neil Farmack on lap 2, so Will goes through to past Bradders, then he hits the grass, hits him, and just they both go off, and Neil says, "Thank you lads, I'll take that any day." And just after that, obviously Will's gone off, and then he's rejoining for some reason, and then he, don't know why, but something must happen with his controller or something, and he goes straight into the pit wall, so that must have been like a controller problem, so his car just went straight, he had no steering, now he's got it back, and now he's getting going again, but that's lost him a hell of a lot of time. Here's a look on lap 3, what happened to Blake, so Stevie goes down the inside and Blake just brakes way too late for the BMW, goes straight across the gravel and Stevie takes position. Okay, here's what happened to Bradders then on lap 3 as well, so this is what happened to him into the back, into the first corner, and just catches the grass, he puts the power on the Pash, very lucky to avoid him, and then he goes into the wall and then he has to recover. And I think he's trying to find reverse gear. No, he's he's waiting for Will to come past, I think, and then he's going to rejoin safely. There goes Will, and then he rejoined safely. Let's now return to the race. So as you come back from the replays, it was just after the first half, but yeah, we got the replays in the first half, and now back to the action. It is George ahead of TY. Battle for second still raining hard as George feels like he needs to defend now a little bit from TY. It's probably a little bit too early to start defending, really. Would have been a bit of a lunge if he went for it, but George holding on for now. So still a team Renault 1-2 of Stevie and George, the two teammates together for a 1-2. And TY behind. We've got Blakeney and the second white BMW. So, whoa! Sideways, and Bidster looking for a way through. Bidster going on the inside now. That little mistake from Blake opens up the opportunity for Bidster, and you don't leave the door open for Bidster because he'll be in there quicker than a duck can go to water. So, a little bit of a flash of the lights there from Bidster. Thank you very much, old chum. And up the hill we go. Blakeney says, I'm not done with you yet, sunshine. You can be as cheeky as you want. I'm not done with you yet. But Bidster says, yes you are, because I'm drifting around this corner and I'm going to stay ahead if I can. So, but Blakeney will keep the pressure on, I can tell you that. Blake will keep the pressure on. And speaking of pressure, TY is harassing the back of George now. He's right behind the Renault, and the Renault's tyres probably just starting to go off. So we'll have to see what the lap times last time round. 55.2 for TY, so 3/10 faster than George last time round, which is why the gap's closed in. And out of the chicane we go, nicely through there, and down the hill we go. The BMW not as good on the brakes as the Megane. The Megane's fantastic on the brakes. As we go down here, we'll see there onto the brakes. TY actually closing in a little bit, so he's got a bit more confidence in whatever brakes he's got. So round the last corner, a little bit wide there for TY, but again, sometimes wide isn't so bad because you can get a good run out the corner. So drafting time now down over the line. Blake behind Bidster. Bidster still in fourth. The two Mercedes still running close together, and Will and Bradders still 2.5 seconds apart in the favour of Will, as Bradders I think has just made a slight mistake again the last time round in 9th place. Back to the battle for the podium positions then. Second and third. Second is George, returning this season as TY makes a mistake there. See the car slide as he goes out the corner. The rear wheel drive BMW getting caught on the curb there, and just the thing is with the BMWs, you can go over the curbs alright, but if you just brush them sometimes it can be worse than just going straight over them, because it just unsettles the balance of the car. So you've got to be really careful with that, whereas the front wheel drive, George's not going to worry about that. He can abuse all the curbs he wants, just a little bit of a lift off and it'll turn the car back in, get on the power, and it'll understeer itself out. So it's just about, with front wheel drive, it's about balance of throttle to get it around these long fast corners. Into the corner, see he just lifted up there a bit too much and he cut the corner. That could make the difference between a penalty and not having one. He's got to watch out because he doesn't want a penalty now, because otherwise TY will be straight through. Well, off track that is, but George then being caught by TY. The BMW really fast down that middle section down there, and he's got a good run out the corner. Is he alongside? I think he is. He's alongside him down towards the chicane, and George slows down. He did have a penalty, slowed down. TY takes second place with ease, and now up over the curbs. Bidster have sensed opportunity and trying to close up now. There's Bidster just behind. Down the hill as the camera goes out of focus and back into focus. The flames from the back of the BMW as it changes gear. Down the hill, breaking into the last two corners here at Imola. Oh, drifting round. Bidster really hooking it in on the curb there. Really trying to use all the track he can. But George has still got that draft off TY, so we're not over yet. On to the last lap of the race goes Stevie, a 7.5 second lead from his teammate. 154.8 last time round, and now TY, his last lap was a 55.5, 56.8 for George, and a 53.9 for Bidster. Fastest lap of the race for Bidster on that last lap. So, penultimate lap of the race, fastest lap, and now on to the last lap of the race. He's got to try and bring it all together and see what he can do here. Let's see if we can make any positions. Further back we've got Neil Farmack, there he is, and onto the gravel. So again, the Mercedes not suited here. Bit of a lack of concentration there for Neil Farmack. It does happen from time to time, as Will and Bradders are still quite close together, so it's going to be a good little battle on the last lap. But we'll just go back to the battle for second, third and fourth. Bidster flashing his lights now at George, saying I'm coming for you, sunshine, I'm not done yet. And George not wanting to give any inch. He's literally using every millimetre of this track to try and gain an advantage and try and, go as fast as he can, run down to the bottom and see how the front wheel drive squirms. And Bid's gone wide, and Bidston then, just gets the car turned into the corner and gets enough lock on to get the car round. And Bidston then takes the position from George, a little flash of the light saying thank you very much. And into the chicane we go, and Bidston takes the third position, and George back down to fourth. Can he come back near the last few corners? We'll have to wait and see. Neil and Pash are quite close, 1.6 seconds between the teammates, but I've got a feeling that's going to stay the same way. Stevie comes out the last corner, he's going to win the race in a minute, but Bidster then into the last corner, around the last corner very nicely. George closing up on him, he's really trying with the Gans cornering speed in these last couple of corners, but Stevie wins this race. He's flashed his lights, he's happy, takes the win, and this time it doesn't get taken away from penalties. Stevie wins the race, and TY is going to come through for a well-deserved second place, and Bidster gets third on the last lap from George in fourth. What an epic race that was. Battles everywhere, fair racing. That is LPB racing in a nutshell. It's Blakeney in fifth. Good finish for Blake. Neil Farmack and Pash are going to be 6th and 7th in the two Mercedes cars, so not a bad race for them despite the car disadvantage. And Will is still ahead of Bradders, 6 seconds in it, so Bradders must have made a mistake. We'll just stick with Will just to make sure he gets around these last couple of corners okay. But Will, very battered car there from hitting the pit wall earlier, but he's not done too bad. He's getting the BMW done at the first, because he's not as fond of the BMW as he is of the other cars, I think. So yeah, so going up to the line and across the line for 8th place goes Will, and it will be Bradders crossing the line in 9th place. There he is. So Bradders still getting used to the car, and obviously it is a bit of a harder track for this car, so not done too bad, and Bradders in 9th. So we'll just fit some replays into that last half of the action first. Unfortunately there are no replays of the second half. And now guys, we will go to the results for you now. Okay, here's the results of that race then. So Stevie takes victory. Well done to Stevie. It is TY in 2nd place, and it's Bidster in 3rd. George gets a good 4th. Then it's Blakeney in 5th. Neil Farmack in 6th, ahead of Pash in 7th. Then it's Will in 8th, and Bradders rounds off the 9th. So as we come back from the results then, don't go end the replay so yet, there we go. So there is your winner, Stevie in the black and green monster car, the Renault there. Well done to Stevie, convincing win by over 6 seconds, so well done to Stevie. And we will see you guys next time for the race 4 round here at Imola, which should be just as action packed, so stay tuned guys and take care. Thank you for watching yet another race by LPB Racing, and don't forget to like, subscribe, leave your comments down below, hit your notification bell to be notified of more LPB Racing action. And next race is race 4 from Imola, so we'll see you for that one.